Right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Doctor Who Pod. I am Josh. With me as always is my co-host JP.
How you doing?
Not too bad, thank you, Jack. And joining us again is Bradley Fuller.
Hello, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you are listening.
Very good. Nice intro there, boys.
You know what? You genuinely confused me there. I was like, what's the time now? It's early afternoon.
Well, it's just got to introduce whatever time anyone's listening, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
These two are apparently in a humorous mood today, so strap in for a funny episode.
I can't wait, mate. You know, it's the early 1920s. You know, it's all. I don't know. I've got no. I didn't know anything. To be honest, I didn't know anything about the 1920s apart from the Empire State Building, and then that was it. And I was like, oh, I went to try and say so clever.
Want to interrupt, but technically it's 1930.
Is it?
And yes, set in 1930. Well, we're on absolute fire this week, everybody. Strap in because we are reviewing Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks. I think these episodes are called.
We'll just about remember the name of the titles.
JP, you want to sum it up in a word for us?
I don't know. Come back to me on this. Come back. I need to think of a word.
No, come on, give us a word.
Okay.
All right, we'll take it. Bradley?
Interesting.
Okay, nice. I'm going to go with ambitious. Before we dive in, I just want to say, I actually really like these two episodes for some reason. I don't remember really liking them. I got really into them on this rewatch. I thought this was a really good episode.
I think I've gone the other way, if anything. I remember them being pretty good episodes, and then I was a bit let down by them, I think, to be fair.
Interesting. JP, before we hear your thoughts, let's dive on over to BBC. Oh, no, can't say that. Not BBC.
Whoa. Other outlets are available.
Copyright claim. Let's dive over to Who News.
Woo! Insert little musical bit. Lovely.
Insert musical note here. Brad, have you got anything for us?
I think it's been a bit dry recently. Obviously, we've had the Christmas special, which we've done our review on. Go and give that a listen.
Yeah.
But after that's come out, obviously, apart from all the theories that are coming from that, can't think of any big news that's really happened. Obviously, it's going to be the new series will be back in May, which we know. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Can't think of anything.
Yeah, nothing has particularly happened huge since we last spoke. Obviously, the Christmas episode came out. We have we've got a podcast episode on that. Go and give that a listen to. The news. So, okay, let's get your thoughts on this, JP. The new trailer. The trailer for the new series dropped, and it's advertised. I think its YouTube thumbnail was Doctor Who Season 1. Watch the trailer now.
Oh,
what are your thoughts on that? Stuff? The new stuff, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think you's a better place to comment about it than me. But I'm quite like from where I'm watching, I'm a bit annoyed because if you'd have been like me and you'd have been like, oh yeah, I want to go through and watch all the episodes and everything. And of course, I do appreciate I've not seen the old Who stuff, but I don't know, Season 1 with Christopher Eccleston, I feel like you need to watch those first. But I don't know. I mean, did the Christmas special like kind of link up with previous stuff or?
Yes, irritatingly. And even more annoying, it's making it fucking hard to organise our podcast now because the specials I put down as Series 14, I've only just found out that they're technically not Series 14, they're Series 0. And we can't now have another Series 1, Episode 1 of the podcast. So we're fucked, basically.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying, actually. I don't know why they've done that. I mean, I know that
it's only been done for Disney Plus, to be fair.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason. Because they can't really start saying on season unless are they bringing everything over to Disney Plus, or is it just the new stuff?
No, nothing. It's only the new stuff. So
yes,
you can't just randomly have Series 15 sitting on there.
Yeah. The thing is, though, you can, like JP, you remember Lucifer? That was on Amazon for like the first 3 or 4 series.
Yeah, 3 series, and it went to Netflix. Yeah,
but Netflix picked it up, and it was just on Netflix as Series 4. But you couldn't get Series 1 to 3 unless you went to Amazon.
Oh, really? Okay, they've not bought it since then, though.
I haven't checked for a while, but not as far as I'm aware. But I don't think there's really anything else in the news. I've seen Shooty's doing the rounds at the minute. Have you seen in his interviews, he's created this whole enigma about himself because apparently everybody says he smells really nice, but he's point blank refusing to tell anybody what the aftershave is. I don't know why I'm so invested in this, but I don't know. I want to know what Shooty Cat was wearing.
To be fair, I kind of want to see it now. Send me the link or something.
Yeah, I saw one of them popped up as like BBC did a reel on one of. Oh no, GQ did it. And then there was an interview with Joe Wiley. Like, it's really good. And he's like, I refuse. one of the interviewers was like, "Can you at least tell us, like, how would you describe the scent?" And he goes, "No, I'm not telling you even how it's described. Just everybody says I'm fascinated by him. To be fair, I think he's really. I'm fascinated by Shooty Gatwa, to be honest.
Interesting. I'm buzzing to see what he does with the role. To be fair, but yeah, no, I've not seen anything on that.
No, fair enough. All right, so nothing else to add for the news, then, lads.
No, I've not got anything.
Not that I can think of.
Then, without further ado, shall we crack on with our review?
Let's do it.
Right. So, my very first note is Tallulah would be potentially the fittest character in all of Doctor Who if she wasn't so fucking annoying.
I wouldn't have said she was
the voice
annoying.
is bad
She
enough.
was just thick as shit.
She's so irritating. Her voice, the fact that she's thick as shit.
No, see, the voice is a very 1930s kind of. It's like the Guys and Dolls thing, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but it's the pitch of her voice, like the tone of it as well. I know the accent, and that's very.
yeah, but to be honest,
1930s,
though, that's like our equivalent now. You know, like if you watch any, I'm trying to think what the correct word is. Like, if you watch any like influencer, like American influence or something, they've always got that kind of whiny kind of tone. That's like the 1930s equivalent of what that is now.
I just
I
think
hate them
it's
as well. To be fair,
Oh my god, you guys, like that kind of thing, like that kind of whiny. Yeah, that's what the 1930s equivalent is. It would be that accent.
I don't think that was a good accent, by the way, JP. I appreciate what you were going for there.
You know what I'm
appreciate
coming from,
what
though.
you
You
were
got the
going
accent.
for.
You got the accent.
Got the accent, yeah. But I don't think that was definitely not a New York accent for sure.
No. That was trying to be like the new, like kind of whiny influencer accent.
I see. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and then obviously Laszlo, who I'd totally forgotten what he looks like in human form. I didn't remember we ever saw him in his human form. Gets attacked by
he's not
Pig
the most
Slave.
common New Yorker in the 1930s ever. I think.
Genuinely quite a scary little bit, to be fair.
Yeah, I've got to say, it was quite like where he's like hello, and then you just see the shadow running through. That was almost Torchwood, to be honest.
It's the noises. Oh, do you know they are a little bit like those Weevil things? To be
Yeah,
fair,
like
actually.
the Weevil thing.
Yeah. That's a very good comparison, you know.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
But yeah, it was the noises for me. Those pig squealing noises. I was like, oh, this is. And then he sees the pirate, and he's like, oh, phew. And then pig out of nowhere, and genuinely quite scary.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. It's pretty scary in terms of Doctor Who. But no, it really did make me think of the Weevil things from Torchwood.
Yeah, no, very good pickup there. I think it's a good cold open. I think it would do better if we never saw these characters again. I think these two episodes would be made so much better if Tallulah and Laszlo's story was dropped. I think there's no need for it. I don't think any of the bits in the theatres are particularly that good, and I don't buy their story at all.
Oh god, what what was the episode before? Rush Hour? No, not Rush Hour. Gridlocked. What? Where you see the parents and they just get eaten and then that's it. They're never done again.
Yes, that's exactly what it should have been. Yeah, for sure.
I could see that, to be honest.
Well, Laszlo's a bit of like a hero, really, isn't he?
Yeah, but that could have just been any of the pigs. It didn't need to be Laszlo. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole love story is so boring.
Well, I don't see how it would be better without them, if I'm honest.
Or
I don't know why you'd want to exclude them.
A hero that saves the day, rather than it being Laszlo and Tallulah. By the way, I want to exclude them because they're fucking annoying as shit. You completely dropped that. When they first go into the sewers with Andrew Garfield, we'll talk about it in a minute, and he doesn't make it up, have him turn into the pig man then, and then he is the hero that saves the day at the end.
Yeah, you could do, but then when you get to the bit of the end, where he needs an open space, Tallulah's the one with the keys to the theatre. So how would you do that?
Well, you just have them coming up in the park or something, or have them breaking
in the park.
The 1930s.
Where all the homeless people are.
Yeah,
there's more than one park.
No.
Anyway,
Central Park.
I think they're a boring addition, and I don't really like. No, I like this episode. To be fair, I am going to be a bit nitpicky about it, but I like this episode a lot more than I remember. Anyway, we then open. Boom, Martha and Doctor in the or at the bottom of the Empire State Building. Gotta say, I love David Tennant in a blue suit. This works for me. And actually, Bradley, this is exactly what I was talking about. Doctor Who has this blue feeling to it.
The blue feeling, yeah. No, I can see that.
Oh, yeah, but the blue suit is new to this series, isn't it? So,
but that's what I'm talking.
He
It's
never
just
wore a
got
blue
this
suit
like
last series.
it's just got this blue feeling to it. I don't know how to describe it. Me and Jack, we were speaking about it last week.
Still don't know what you mean.
It's just like a blue tint is over the screen almost.
Like, you know how like everything in the like kind of early 2000s was very like green and, you know, kind of like sepia toned, that kind of thing.
I still don't know what you mean. I don't know. It just, or I don't notice it.
It's like there's a blue Instagram filter on it the whole time,
Yeah, like
but
Doctor Who
very,
was
very
orange
subtle.
before. Like it was very orange before, and now it's very blue.
Yeah.
No, I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Just keep watching, you'll pick up on it. I like the Martha and Doctor trying to work out what year it is. They're like, oh, the Empire State Building's nearly finished. And then they work it out, and she goes, oh, that's nearly finished.
Finished?
Nearly finished.
Oh, you're thinking of the Empire State Building?
I said the Empire State Building.
Oh, I thought you said Statue of Liberty.
No. So they look out and they see the Empire State Building nearly finished. The Doctor's like, oh, if I know it. She pulls out the newspaper. Brilliant. But she goes, that was nearly 80 years ago. It's now nearly 100 years ago. That's quite upsetting.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I said about the Empire State Building, I was saying it, the Statue of Liberty, is it did actually turn green in 1903. Because I looked it up while I was watching it, because I was like, I swear that it turned like copper. Like, well, not turned copper, it was copper, and then it oxidized into green. And I was like, I thought they did it like kind of like it would have been copper, and I looked at it, and yeah, 1903 it turned green. That was when it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, which I quite like. Again, it's a small detail that just didn't need to be there, yet they put it in there, which I thought, yeah, I like that.
Fair enough. Did you know Santa Claus used to be green?
Until Coca-Cola turned red, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I just went and got a drink out of the fridge. I expected you to talk amongst yourselves for more than 2 seconds.
I mean, you could have. I mean, I was talking to you, and you were just like, "Yeah, I'm just not going to respond."
I thought it was the end of a conversation. So anyway, so they find a piece of paper that says the Hooverville mysteries or something, and the Doctor takes it upon himself to investigate. Do you think this is the kind of thing the Doctor would investigate?
Yes.
100%. You reckon?
Yeah. Look, the Doctor is all about finding out mysteries and learning things and everything like that. So he might not necessarily see it as a murder, but he might think of there's something like kind of extraterrestrial going on or something. That's what the Doctor does.
Okay, fair enough. I thought it was a little bit of a contrived way. I don't think the Doctor would normally just like investigate a missing person's headline. Especially as he says, you know, we're in Depression era New York, people go missing all the time. How do you even know there's anything special about it? Just thought it was a little, I don't know, a bit of a wishy-washy way of getting the plot going. But then they go to the green screen Hooverville. What did you think of like the set and the characters and their little suits and their fake American accents?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When we met Andrew Garfield, which by the way, Andrew Garfield's in Doctor Who, that's a cool thing.
He's got a lovely head of hair on him as well.
That's just like the strangest thing to say. He's got a lovely.
He does though. I was watching it the entire time. So this man has got some hair on his hair. Some hair on his hair. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Some hair on his hair. Yeah. Cheers, Jeff.
Lovely descriptive talk.
Just get me for the audio description for the new series. I'll take it.
Big finish.
So did it? I don't know. It all felt a bit fake for me.
What? English trying to put on an American accent? Yeah.
Not even just Hooverville in the whole So I really like this era of history. Like Gatsby is my favorite film. King Kong is my favorite film because they focus on this era. This, I don't know. I know it's obviously a budgety thing, but it doesn't ever feel real. There's always a good view of the Empire State or the Chrysler Building from every shot, which doesn't feel very realistic. They're just running around the sewers and they're just popping up conveniently exactly where they need to be. I don't know. A lot of it, all that sort of stuff took me out of it, to be fair. And the accents being another thing as well. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't. Just doesn't feel real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the only thing is, I never visited New York in the 1930s, so I can't say. But there can't have been that many tall buildings, surely. Like, not like now. Like now, yeah, for sure. You can't see the Empire State Building from every kind of, angle of New York. But like back then, I'm sure you would have been able to, surely.
Fair enough. But how do you walk from Central Park to the Empire State Building in the sewer, and then you come out in a theatre I don't know, man. Just the whole, and it's not the best green screen either. And I know that doesn't really matter, but there were a few shots where I'm like, oh, could you not have just gone to New York? Do you know what I mean?
Not with the
but
budget, no.
that I was going to say, with the budget, mate, there's no chance whatsoever.
I reckon Doctor Who's got a big enough budget at this point. But
To fly everyone.
Question is, did they? I don't. Did they? It's just something you'll see at some point, JP. But do you reckon they went to New York for the Angel one?
well,
Angels.
that was going to be my next point. Is they do eventually fly out to New York and do a 1920s era New York, and it feels considerably better than this.
Yeah, but that was a few seasons on, so they're probably
yeah. No, I do appreciate that. I do, but I suppose it's in Matt Smith. It's probably diminishing returns by then. Anyway, I don't know. Let's move it swiftly on to the little wrestle between the Hooverites. They pull out what must be the rankest piece of bread. Like, it actually made my stomach churn as this man pulled it out of his fucking pocket. How dirty do you think that piece of bread is?
Yeah, but people aren't
fussy.
fussy.
Whether they can.
When you're hungry, man, you got to eat.
Hungry.
But everybody's had their hands on it. Like, in that scene alone, 3 people touch it with their bare hands, and it's not even in a bag or anything. And someone pulls it out of their
1930s.
It's grim, though. Are you telling me they didn't have bags in the 1930s?
Probably not.
I thought it was absolutely disgusting. But what do we think of Mr. Solomon?
I really like
Casualty.
Brad says he's from Casualty. There you go. I like him. He's from Casualty. That's it.
I like the actor, to be fair. He's a great guy.
I think he's one of the best supporting characters we've had in Doctor Who for a long time. Does he, in Casualty, is he American or is he putting on an accent?
No, he's English. Yeah, he's putting on an accent.
That's a damn good accent then, you know?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't know, he's just, I was going to say, he's just such a wholesome character. Like, I genuinely thought he was going to survive because, spoilers for anyone that's not seen the episode, but I genuinely thought he was going to survive because he could have been such a good, like, kind of, as you say, like a background character that, you know, someone like Captain Jack or someone like that the Doctor could rely on further down the line.
No, I agree. I think he's the best of humanity in an episode where that obviously comes up. He also gives way to probably the best line we've had in Doctor Who as well, where he points at the Empire State Building and he's like, how come they can do that when we got people starving down here?
No, that was Andrew Garfield.
No, that's
that must have been Solomon.
Yeah.
No, that was Andrew Garfield at the point where they talk about, like, where do you think they are?
No, it's Solomon.
I'm sure it's Andrew Garfield.
Oh, who's going to go back and have a quick check?
I can't ask because I know it's Solomon. Solomon is the black guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's Solomon. Yeah.
No, I'm sure it's Andrew Garfield.
You look it up. But anyway, I'm just going to go on a little rant here. What excellent topical, political satire, social commentary. I love it. And it's still so accurate today.
I don't think I've been on a podcast yet when you've had one of these rants. So I'm quite excited for this.
Oh, God. I'm going to put on COD quick, mate. Don't worry.
I'm not going to go into a big rant, but it is a beautiful line that was written 20 years ago. It's set in an era 100 years ago and is still as topical to this present day. That is some fucking good writing, and that is what we're seriously lacking in Doctor Who at the minute. And, you know, you have these big wigs like fucking Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk who own, you know, who are fucking their wealth makes up like, I don't know, 96% of the population's wealth combined. And yet they're sat not paying their fucking employees properly. And we still have nurses on strike and teachers on strike. And it's insane.
That's got nothing to do with them, though. That's about the government not paying the nurses and the teachers properly.
But Jeff Bezos can pay his fucking Amazon employees properly.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't need to, why would you?
Yeah, but
the rich stay rich because they know how to be rich.
But this is the point of the episode: is that humans or humanity should shine through. Humanity should be different to the Daleks. Obviously, we're making this in a sci-fi era, but
Jesus,
we're not. No, but we're not, are we? And this is what this episode is trying to say: is that if a human and a Dalek combined, what would you get? What would you get if you fused Elon Musk's mind with a Dalek compared to someone like Solomon's? It's excellent. I fucking love it. This is it's such a good line, and it's such a good. it does lose its sort of way a little bit. But if you follow that thread through this episode, I think it's a really good. And I just cannot believe we're still this relevant going into 2024. We still have this. It's not even a class divide at this point. It's fucking. I don't even know. Like, it's gone so much further than it just being a class divide, because these people are so wealthy, and we're in almost a global recession. There's a cost of living crisis going on. And Elon Musk is releasing the fucking Cybertruck that nobody can afford and is huge and is taking up all the road. And it's mental. It's absolutely mental.
That's good run, mate.
That'll do. That'll do.
Just to confirm, you left the UK so you could not pay tax and not contribute to the NHS.
That is a fair point.
No, that's not the reason I left.
You are the same.
Anymore.
You are them.
No, that's not why I left the UK. I left the UK because I wanted to stop paying into a corrupt government.
Oh, yeah. It's all good for the rich people to pay into the corrupt government, but me, no,
I would actually like to confirm that's also not the reason I left the UK.
Yeah.
I also didn't leave the UK because I didn't want to pay nurses. Let's make that very clear. JP, you've got very quiet. Did you look up and find out it was Solomon?
No. I was just listening to your rant, enjoyed it really, but I can have a look now. If we move on to the next segment, I'll have a look.
Talking of Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, we move swiftly on to the villain of the piece, or one of the villains of the piece, Mr. Diagoras, who has the best fucking name of all time.
Yeah,
Mr. Diagoras, isn't it just like a fucked up Pythagoras? Like, I don't even know. He has the most evil hairline I've ever seen on any man ever. I want somebody in the comments.
It's like JP's hairline at the moment.
But it's pure mafioso though. That's it, isn't it? It's just pure mafioso with the black suit and the black, kind of. It's just we wanted to make him a mafia villain.
I need someone to tell me if it's a wig or not. I think there's one scene where I think it's a wig, but for the rest of it, I'm not sure.
What are you saying? Like Chris Evans and the fact that he couldn't, like, he had another thing where he had to shave his head or something, so they were just like, look, we need you to wear a wig.
No. I think maybe that front bit, the vampire hairline. I think that bit might be a wig.
I don't know. I can add it to my list of Google.
So,
funnily enough.
There we go. This will make for good listening. So we cut over to Mr. Diagoras, and he is working. I'm very gassy tonight. I'm so sorry, Wes. He's working the. Very good.
He fucking told you.
And he is working his workers to the bone, not unlike Bezos and Musk, I must say. And then he's like, the masters. Jack, did you? Oh, I gave it away that it was the Daleks last week, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Did you like the reveal that it was the Daleks?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, I wish someone hadn't spoiled it for me, really, because that would have been quite a cool thing to be like, oh, it's the Daleks, they're back. But I will say, though, always got lost because it was like working out how they got there, if that makes sense.
To be fair, though, the title's Daleks in Manhattan, so you'd have seen it in the title sequence.
Oh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Don't say that. I wanted to feel bad. Completely ruined it for me. Took me out of it. I couldn't believe it.
What do you think of? Because this is my favorite plot of Doctor Who, is where you take a historical thing and then you give it an alien twist to it. So, what do you think of the fact that the Daleks have hijacked the Empire State Building to make it a conductor?
Fully on board with that.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. I love that kind of stuff. It's just they've done it so many times, like over the course of 3 seasons in, 4 seasons, 3 seasons,
3,
yeah, 3 seasons in. They've done it loads of times. I just love it. I just think it's so cool. It's just it makes you question what history actually was. History was only recorded by someone who thought they knew what happened.
Interesting.
Which, like, if you don't know what supernatural stuff happened, you'll just try and make it to a way that you think is logical, and that's it. Like,
No, I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. But yeah, anyway, so Solomon then gets taken down the lift. He gets summoned to the cult of Skaro, making a return from Doomsday.
Oh, was it the same cult? I thought it was.
The same cult, yeah, exactly. Khan, Sec, Faye, and another.
I can't remember. Sex the leader, though. Another.
Anyone know Brad? Do you know what the fourth one is?
The other one?
Khan, Sec, Faye. Anyway, someone in the
it's gonna
comments
bug me
tell
now.
us. Yeah, so they escaped from Doomsday with their emergency temporal shift, and they are now here in 1930s New York, and they're surrounded by
Dalek
pig
Jack.
slaves. Oh, I would never have got that.
I would never have got that either.
What was it called?
Just.
I literally watched this 5 minutes ago, and I would not have known that. When Mr. Pythagoras goes down into the basement, he puts on his gloves. Somebody tell me why he does that.
It's a 1930s mafioso thing to do.
Yeah?
Oh, he wasn't cold.
No, it's a mafioso thing to do. It's the...
I thought he was worried about germs.
No.
COVID.
Fair enough. When he goes down into that basement for the first time, the score for this episode really caught me. It like they're redoing the themes that we've seen in the style of a New York 1930s like big band, like an orchestral band. I really loved it. And Brad, is this our first use of that dum 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 dum, that one? Is that the first time we hear this?
Yeah, I think it could be actually.
I think it is. Yeah.
No, you hear it in Smith and Jones when they're landing on the moon.
Yeah, when that. Yeah, because we even
and there's Luna coming across.
Yeah, we even said about that on the thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, it's a big orchestral kind of invasion music.
No, it's a series really 3 theme, isn't it?
I don't know. I thought it was the Master's theme.
No, that's.
No, I think that's his leitmotif. I don't think that's his thing. JP, you're actually onto something.
I can't keep singing it, otherwise we're going to get struck for copyright.
You're actually onto something there, JP. Whilst we're talking about being onto something there, Easter egg?
Oh, well, I wish it was angels because, straight away it would have been. I don't know. I'm at a loss on this one. Because
you really are loving angels instead.
Tallulah was an angel.
Tallulah was an angel, exactly.
It was devils.
Heaven and hell.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have nothing for the Easter egg, unfortunately. I thought I was on something with Saxon, but there was nothing there. So yeah,
it's been quite. Yeah, you've had one episode of Saxon, right?
Yeah, and that's it. Then the other one, I thought last week's episode, Gridlots, I thought would have been something Crescent or something like that. But no, I've had nothing. I'm back to angels, mate.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Know what a full circle is?
It's not a crescent, that's for sure.
Full moon.
It's a full moon. No, it's not.
Crescent moon.
Yeah, but it's not a full moon.
Full circle would be a full moon, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then we get a bit more running about. The Doctor goes to the theatre. So the Doctor, Frank, and Solomon and Martha, they get dropped into the sewer. Why does Solomon volunteer to go down to the sewers, by the way?
Because Andrew Garfield's character does.
But why does he care so much about Andrew Garfield's character? He's got to lead the camp. He's not just worried about Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, but
he obviously knows now something's going on.
Yeah, I think this is where the wholesome character comes in. He knows that because he even says that people just come and just take people from the camp. And as the camp leader, he feels like it's an obligation. He's got to try and find out what's going on. Mm. This mafioso guy turns up, looking all shifty, going, "Oh, I need some people to go down in the sewers. I'm going to pay you $1 a day." Like that's got you. Surely it doesn't take a lot to put 2 and 2 together and go, "That guy's probably got something to do with it."
No, fair enough. So they're in the sewers. I like the Doctor and Mr. Zagoras's little stare off with each other. I like that. Doctor's on pretty good form in this episode, to be fair.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
When he picks up that little oozing brain thing, I was like, "Oh, he's going to lick that. That's going to be disgusting."
Oh,
he didn't, thankfully.
I mean, I've got to say though, that oozing brain thing was just. Oh, that was grim, wasn't it? It looked squidgy.
It looked rank, yeah. It looked like you'd throw it against the wall and it would stick.
And it would stick on the wall. Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah, no, that was. But again, it's all practical stuff. That was obviously done practically. There was no way they could have done that with CGI. And it just looks really, realistic. Like it was an alien. In fact, they never quite explained what it was it? It was just maths.
I was going to say that
alien
because
maths.
it's not
It's
something
just-
from a Dalek.
Yeah, it's just from Skaro for some reason, and it just lets him identify where it's from. But this whole episode is a testament to practical effects, to be fair. I mean, from the Pigman masks to, spoilers alert, we'll get there in a minute, the human Dalek, it's all sterling stuff, to be honest. Yeah, so then they pop up into the they don't pop up, they're chased out into the musical theatre. I genuinely thought Andrew Garfield had died at that point. I had a little note that was like, I can't believe they've killed off Andrew Garfield. Then I was like, of course they would. He's not a famous name. Yeah. I'm glad they brought him back, though. He is a good character, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I guess they want to add that tension, and it's what I've kind of touched upon a few times since we've been watching Doctor Who, and the fact that because he's an unknown character, it means that there's a level of threat that you can't get with the Doctor and Martha.
Yeah.
But they're not going to kill off the Doctor. So if that had happened to the Doctor, straight away you'd have gone, well, I know they're not going to kill off the Doctor. Whereas someone you've just met that doesn't mean a lot to the story, you're like, shit, he's dead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
When he comes back, you're like, yeah, okay, that's quite that's a big kind of like nice reveal, if that makes sense, which it really was. It was nice to see. But the only issue I had with that, and I'm going to pick a tiny, tiny hole in it, is as soon as the Daleks are all about efficiency and they're trying to do, kind of get this done as quick as possible, for some reason, Martha ends up in the same batch as Andrew Garfield's character.
Yeah.
And I just
don't
that's
all just convenience.
There was just quite a bit in between. But
plot, I think, is the answer there. But I do agree. I was a little bit like, oh, that's lucky, isn't it? That's a coincidence. But I suppose maybe they need to collect a certain amount before they can send them off, or something like that. Is probably
it's not fucking Pokemon. You don't have to collect a certain amount and then you can evolve them.
Is that a Pokemon game?
That's not how Pokemon. That's not how Pokemon works.
It was how Pokemon Go works.
Is it you have to collect a certain amount?
Yeah, you used to have to get the little candies.
So anyway, so they pop up. They're in Tallulah's, or they're greeted by Tallulah with the prop gun, and it was either that or the prop spear. I actually did quite like that bit. I thought that was quite funny. I liked all of the parts in the theatre except for Tallulah and Martha. I thought their conversation about the Doctor and Laszlo is so boring. I'm already so bored of Martha going on about not being good enough compared to Rose. It's exhausting,
she's
right?
gone about it a lot.
Get fucking over it, Martha. Christ. That was Brad while we was watching it. I wrote it down. Brad 2K23. Get fucking over it, Martha. Christ.
No, it's
Just as
true
we're sat
though.
there
It's
watching
so boring.
I didn't realise you were taking down quotes of things I say during episode. What do I say now?
It was just so fucking beautiful that I was just like, I've got to put that down. I've got to mention it in the podcast.
You'll have to keep an eye on that one, Bradley. That all sounds a little bit weird. I did like Tallulah's little he's into music or theatre joke. I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then it leads way to, I mean, we should have seen the Christmas special come in and Russ's little musical number, because we get a full-on show tune in this episode. Interested that they decided not to get a singer or professional dancer in the role of Tallulah if you're going to have her doing a show dance, right?
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one.
Was it that bad?
Strange.
Awful.
I wouldn't say it was bad. It was better than what I could do, for sure. But yeah, I don't know.
She wouldn't make it through week 1 of Strictly.
I think she would. Someone like Ed Balls goes out first.
Good point. Yeah,
that was strangely specific. Ed Balls.
I'm pretty sure
he was on it once.
Why.
Yeah. Who was
Was he
the
really?
old? Who was the lady MP that was on it? And she was an absolute
Anne Whittaker.
axe. That's the one.
I don't even know how I know that. I literally never sat down and watched Strictly in my life.
No,
It sounds like you're the fucking
news
Strictly
stuff.
expert, mate.
Honestly, I hate that program with a passion.
You love a bit of primetime TV. You're the fucking. If I ever need anything answering on EastEnders, you're my go-to guy. I reckon even if I needed like a Coronation Street or Emmerdale, you'd still be my first port of call.
Nah. EastEnders, I'm your man. Corey and Emmerdale, it's not my jam.
Take you a bit longer to think about the right answer.
Casualty now and then. No.
If only the bill was still running.
Oh, don't get me started on the bill.
Okay, then I won't. Right, so I like it when the Doctor realizes it's Daleks. I like his little face drop. I like all of that, seeing him deal with, because we haven't seen him since Doomsday, which feels like a fucking lifetime ago, but he's only actually like 4 or 5, or maybe a bit like 5 or 6 episodes ago, right?
Who have we seen?
Doomsday.
Yeah, who haven't we seen since then?
The Daleks.
Oh, yeah. Confused then. We only see them once a series, though.
Yeah, I suppose. Martha didn't recognize them.
Well, no, she wouldn't because she wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
She wasn't where?
Well, she's never seen the Daleks. So
What do you mean? They were flying from the sky of Canary Wharf.
Yeah, but they didn't really do a lot. If you weren't there at the time, you wouldn't have
known. Like
the Cybermen were on the streets.
Yeah, you'd be more worried about the Cybermen than the
fucking
Daleks.
Kidding me? They flew out of Canary Wharf. They would have been on the news or something.
Yeah, but like, let's be real,
right?
Yeah, but you're not watching the news because you've got a fucking Cybermen in your house.
She works as a nurse for a hospital in central London.
So then she was probably dealing with loads of Cybermen walking through the hospital.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucked. Are you telling me if you work anywhere in London and you see fucking Daleks pouring out of Canary Wharf, you're not going to fucking notice it?
But you're going to notice
also grieving the loss of a cousin.
Metallic Cyberman. No, you're...
Yeah, her cousin died there. Are you telling me she's not looking into this more?
Right, okay, hold on a minute. If we put you in a room with a crocodile and then said, look at that bat that's flying around up the top, you wouldn't notice the bat because you'd be more worried about the crocodile, would you not?
I would probably notice the bat, but
no,
I would...
You'd be entirely focused on the fucking crocodile because it's the most dangerous thing in the room.
If they're fucking... I cannot believe you two are defending this. If there were tanks rolling through the streets of London, I would notice them. If a bomber then flew overhead, I would also notice the bomber.
Well, yeah, tanks are different because they're not like... I mean, yeah, tanks are deadly, but you're more like a man with a gun. That's more deadly to you at the time.
Than a fucking bomber flying overhead. This is nonsense. It's an absolute plot hole, and you both know it.
No.
Anyway,
no.
it is.
I'm not saying.
She would know about the Dalek.
Is it not explained? I'm sure it's explained at some point.
No, it's never ever explained. We even have, think of like the waters of Mars, Brad. You know, we have that lady who's quite fit. I think she's called Adelaide or something.
I don't remember. You were talking about the old woman?
Yes, the old woman.
Oh, of course you are.
Even she remembers the Dalek.
Really?
Ah. No, she remembers the Journey's End Daleks.
Ah.
How does she, though? That's way in the future, isn't it?
It's only like 50, 60 years in the future.
Oh, she's a kid, yeah.
I
forgot she's like 70 years old in the episode, yeah.
Anyway, we digress. And then sort of not a lot really happens, blah, blah, blah. They run around, they run through corridors, they get kidnapped. Human Dalek. Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts? Let's start with Brad.
Well, no, actually, just before, I just want to talk about...
Okay, let's start with Jack.
I quite like it was really sweet, and they were like saying about beauty on the inside, because of course they meet, Laszlo meets Tallulah again. I thought that was quite sweet.
Oh, it's so boring.
I just remembered why. I Googled it, but I can't say because it's going to spoil it for Jack.
Oh, good.
Just message me.
All right,
yeah.
I'll message you.
Just cut me out, it's all good.
Go on. No, it's so boring, Tallulah and Laszlo meeting again.
I thought it was quite sweet, to be honest.
No, useless. Cut it out. It doesn't interest me at all. No, that's fucking bullshit, Brad. That hasn't happened yet. That hasn't happened yet.
It doesn't matter if it's happened yet. It happens at some point, and then it erases things in the past.
No, no. That doesn't work. That doesn't fit. That does not fit. That would explain
Series 5.
Okay, Jack, anything else to add before we get to Human Dalek?
No, Human Dalek time. Human Dalek time.
Human Dalek. Brad, I want to hear your thoughts on it first, please. Far away.
What, just on the Human Dalek in general?
Concept, the design. Come on, freewheel a little bit.
Go on, Brad.
As far as I'm aware, it's something that's unique because I don't think the Daleks have ever done it before. But in my opinion, it doesn't particularly work because at the end of the day, he's then just human and doesn't really have any threats apart from his ideas. And if anything, he's softer than a Dalek anyway. So what is the point in him?
Okay.
In my opinion.
I agree with you to a certain degree. However, if you were to look at evolution on Earth, right? If you were to look at, let's say, a rhinoceros, for example, and then look at a human, the rhinoceros you would think should be ruling the Earth because a human couldn't beat a rhino. But because we have thought, because we have intelligence. Okay, but Dalek human man could pick up a gun and shoot a Dalek.
Not really, because the Dalek wouldn't die.
But in that sense, I could pick up, what's it called? What's the thing that Bart Simpson uses? Catapult thing. I could pick up a catapult and shoot that at a rhino. I'm still not going to beat the rhino. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to go and get a gun. Where am I going to get a gun from?
Don't get your point, though. I'm still saying the Daleks are better. You're proving me right.
No, but they're not better. You would presume they're better in the same way that you would presume. No, but they're not necessarily.
100 Daleks versus 100 humans. Who wins?
100 Daleks.
Thank you.
Unless you arm them with Dalek shooting Tommy guns that you can actually use to blow them up with.
Doesn't matter. Daleks will still win because one shot kills a human, whereas a one shot doesn't kill a Dalek.
Yep. But you would evolve to the point where you have weapons. I think especially in the Doctor Who universe that we're in, I think it works really well as a concept because there are only 4 Daleks left and humanity lasts. He even mentions New York is still going and all this sort of stuff. So I think it works in context of the Doctor Who universe. Of course, you'd be looking at other species, right? Humans, we must be more like them because they survive and we don't. But I think out of the context of that, you're right, it is hard to see how a human would beat a Dalek. But if you'd have given them more time, the human Dalek would have destroyed those Daleks for sure.
No, see, I don't think so.
But I think he would have absolutely.
The thing I don't get, I do get it because it's plot. But of all the alien species, they're saying that because the whole, let's be real, the whole reason they did it is because they want to walk. Yeah, they don't want to go around in their little suits of armor. Surely,
the fine line here we are.
Yeah, but surely there was some better alien species that can like jump a million times better than us or some shit.
Slovene.
I think this is the point though. Humans are one of the longest civilizations other than Time Lords or something, and that's why they're looking out to humanity. I also just want to go back to this point on, one Dalek could kill one human, whereas it would take 100 humans. The Doctor wins every time. And he is basically human, just with a bit extra thought. But that's my point. In universe, he wins every time.
You're skipping over just a bit more thought. Like that's a severe amount of shit. Like,
what do you mean?
Because the Doctor knows how to make them tick every single time. Humans don't. But the Doctor has had like thousands of years of experience dealing with the.
Yeah, Time Lord isn't an evolution of a human, is it? So
yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's more layered than I think you're giving it credit for. I think there is something in it.
I think you're wrong.
I'll say I'm with Brad on this one, mate. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Okay. No, fair enough. The design of the human Dalek, though.
Oh, it's weird. Dreadful. It's ugly. I like it.
Why isn't he still wearing his gloves?
Why does he have one eye?
Daleks only have one eye.
Daleks have an eye.
Yeah, but then that means it's just evolved from fucking humans from down. It's just like the bottom half human, the top half Dalek.
To be fair, 2 eyes are better than 1, so why would you go backwards?
Yeah.
This is true. Why would you devolve backwards? Who says 2 eyes are better than 1?
Well, in what case wouldn't it be? David and Goliath, guy with two eyes beats one with 1 eye.
I don't think that's David and Goliath.
Goliath wasn't the Cyclops.
What's the Cyclops one then?
That's just the Cyclops.
What's David and Goliath then?
That was David the Giant, the one with the slingshot.
Yes.
I mean, he may have taken his eye out with the slingshot, but.
What's the one with Achilles heel? Is that a Cyclops, or I thought Achilles heel was David and Goliath?
No, Achilles heel.
Sure, Goliath only had 1 eye.
No, Goliath was a giant. He just had 2 eyes.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
Greek mythology is not very good.
I hate its little. It's definitely not Greek, is it?
No,
I don't know,
well,
is it?
no, it's Jewish. I think
The one
I
that
think
I'm
it's a
thinking
Jewish
of is
one.
Greek. Am I thinking of someone else then?
I
No,
think
you're
you've got
thinking of
very
fucking
wrong.
Hercules.
That's the one, Hercules.
I was just sitting there thinking, Cyclops of Greek, of course, because it's one of the ones he defeats in Hercules. Yes,
Because then you got
alright.
the woman with the snake hair as well.
Yeah, Medusa.
Medusa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, as fun as this is, I like his little slippery tentacles, his little wet tentacles. They're horrible.
Yeah, no, it's all grim. It's proper grim, but I really like it. It's disgusting. It looks exactly what you'd expect a Dalek mashed together with a human would be.
I think though they get his voice wrong.
Yeah, it's a strange voice, isn't it?
I can see what they're going for. It's supposed to be a little bit like when the Dalek opens up in Dalek in series 1. Yeah, but I don't know, it doesn't work. It's a little bit too high pitched for me, I think.
You really are nitpicking a bit here, though.
No, I do agree with Josh. I think it's yeah, he just sounded weird. He didn't sound like I would expect him to.
I'd like to clarify, I am nitpicking because I really like this episode. So the bits that I liked, I found myself actually just watching and had to pull myself away to make notes about the little things that I'm nitpicking because I was really into this as an episode. I think the first half is definitely stronger. I've got a lot.
Oh, agreed, 100%.
Less notes on the second half just because it's all a lot of nonsense, really. And they're climbing up the Empire State Building and they electrocute the lift, and it's all a bit.
Yeah, can't wait to get to the bit that JP really liked.
So then nothing really happens. There's sort of a mutiny going on in the background because they're not sure whether human Dalek should be allowed. There is one brilliant bit where they're like, information, tell me what you think. And the Dalek like looks around before he answers. I don't know why, I just found that really funny. Like he's making sure the boss isn't there before he starts gossiping about him. But yeah, I like all that. I like the sort of, can we trust this guy? Can we not trust this guy? Can the Doctor trust this guy? Can the Doctor not trust this guy? That's all quite interesting, but it doesn't really go anywhere. I don't like the fact that there's only about 10 people in Hooverville.
No, there's more than 10 people.
More than that. You see loads of people dying.
No, they all gather in the group in the middle, and there's about 10 of them, and then you see 1 or 2 other people go flying.
Yeah,
it didn't look to me like a park full of homeless.
One, people have gone missing already, so they're already down on numbers. And 2, like people run away, and it's proven that they run away. That's why you'll see a few people that get like dragged away because he says, "I'll stay in the middle," and people don't, and then they get dragged away and they die.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. I like the idea that they've already started going missing. That's fair enough. And then it's just nothing, really. The Doctor climbs up the Empire State bit, gets electrocuted, pulls a funny little rat face. I do like that Tallulah's running around in her show outfit the entire time. I don't think we've spoken enough about Tallulah. She is exceptionally fit.
Well, we have. You wanted to kick her out the episode, so it's all fucking good. Don't worry about it.
Make your mind up, to be honest.
Yeah, I am flip-flopping on this a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah, I found I was quite engaged, but not really. Nothing really seemed to be happening. Do you know what I mean? I like the Doctor and the human Dalek sort of bouncing off of each other. Get quite a lot of use of the Doctor's glasses in this episode, which I'm always a fan of.
Yeah.
I think you've missed quite a crucial bit on the electrifying part.
Well, there's a bit that I want to say as well, just before.
I know this is the bit I want to talk about as well.
Well, the fact that he did the big speech and then got killed, I really, really like that.
Okay.
In the Solomon,
yeah, Solomon, yeah. Just because I just like that. It just because I kind of agree with the Daleks on this one. The whole point of the Daleks is they don't have human emotions, and I think that like it was a good reminder that it was like these Daleks don't have human emotions.
Yeah.
And it was just like everyone was like, "Oh, that's it. He's going to forgive him." The Daleks are kind of, they're turning a leaf and everything, and then the Daleks just like, "Nope," just kills him, mutinies, and yeah, I like that.
I like the little cutaway to human Dalek's face, and he's just like, oh, I can't believe it. You've just done that. Like his reaction shot is so funny. Like the little shocked Pikachu meme.
Yeah, that's it. But I like that. That's what I think it should have been.
Yeah, no, agree with you completely. Brad, what was your point you wanted to talk about?
Well, no, it's just when you mentioned about the Doctor just goes up and gets electrocuted. JP, I'd like you to discuss your thoughts on where the sonic screwdriver went.
I've got the same note. I've got the same note.
Absolute bollocks, right? That thing should have fallen down 80 stories, killed someone walking by, and then that was it. Like, it just, I'm sorry, that's bollocks. That fell off the edge. Don't even try and pretend that it didn't fall off the edge.
It just fell down a couple
of
bits.
They literally film it going flying.
No, but you got to imagine where the Doctor was. He's at the highest point where it's literally like the most inward point of the building. So wherever he drops it is going to go outwards, where there is still part of the building.
No, sorry,
so I'm not. Be on the
also, it would roll. It's cylindrical.
So
like, it would roll. I'm 100% with you, JP.
Yep. Stupid.
Nah.
So he gets half the Dalekanium off, and then he gets electrocuted in it. It doesn't really do anything, to be fair.
No, I thought. Well, it does, but it doesn't really damage the Doctor, does it? He just absorbs a whole load of gamma radiation, which, in fairness, was proven in Smith and Jones that he can absorb radiation.
Yeah, funnels it out into his foot. I've got no problem with that, but I mean, in the sense that when these, effectively Time Lord Daleks start to revolt against the Daleks, there's nothing particularly Time Lordy about them. I think if you're going to do something like that, you have them regenerate after they've been killed by a Dalek or something like that. Otherwise, you just let one of the humans do it. Do you know what I mean? Have the Doctor fall, drop his screwdriver, and then, he gets knocked out or something, and you have Frank come upstairs, and he's like, oh my God, what can I do? I'll try and get some human in it even more. And then he hugs it. Or, you just have, it's their humanity that makes them rebel. What's the point in adding Time Lord to it? I just don't think it goes anywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was just, I guess they weren't looking at the Time Lord bit. They were looking at more the rebellion bit, which I think is more human, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I wouldn't have said it was, kind of Time Lordy, but I suppose they needed a way to show that the Daleks weren't just Daleks. Well, the human Daleks weren't human Daleks, but
I fucking love. And I want more than anything one of those Dalek Tommy guns.
Oh, they're cool.
That's such a cool design. Why did I never have that as a kid? I want that more than anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just got a Tommy gun and then put a whisk on the end.
Oh, mate, I can't wait till you have kids and you have to dress them up for Halloween. Just grab the microwave, you'll be all right. You can be the best robot in the world.
Get a plunger as well, just be a Dalek.
Every time I hear the word whisk, my mind goes straight to that ridiculous "Come Dine With Me" video where he puts the whole thing in his mouth just to lick the chocolate off.
That's a talent. That is a talent right there. You can't even at me at that. That is an incredible talent to have.
So anyway, human Dr. Daleks are created. Dalek Sec just gets exterminated or jumps in front of the bullet. I thought that was quite shocking. I'd forgotten that happens. I thought that was all quite good. And then the human Daleks revolt, and then they die. Then there's only one Dalek left, and it does this awkward sort of crash zoom thing to them like this Mexican standoff. And then the Dalek's just like, fuck this, I'm out, and just teleports out of there. Love all of that. I think that's brilliant. I like the vibe that the Doctor is slowly and accidentally hunting them all down. Like, we had the Emperor of the Daleks, and it was this huge Dalek armada, this huge Dalek fleet. Then we've just got the four of them left with the Cult of Skaro, and they managed to turn that into the Dalek fleet, but he beats them again. Now it's just the four of them again, and he's whittled it down to the one. I like the fact that he's basically exterminating the last few remaining Daleks. I like a good continuity in my stories, and I think that's why I like this one so much.
A bit of accidental genocide.
Well, not genocide. They got away.
Yeah, but I mean, he has killed quite a few of them. It doesn't matter if one got away.
I'm just saying, on a technicality, you can't get him on genocide.
You can't just say like the Rwandan genocide wasn't really a genocide because four of them got away. There's still now only four of them. Like, you can't.
But by very definition, that's not a genocide. Mass murder, I'll give you that. No, genocide is completely eradicating the species, isn't it?
No, it's killing a large part of the it's like killing a large proportion of a species.
What percentage does it need to be genocide?
That's worth a Google. Got any nefarious plans, have you, brothers?
I am just Googling as we speak. What percentage qualifies genocide?
That's so stupid, like 10%.
How do you define? There's no just clear answer that's popped up in Google.
Minimum 50, surely, at least.
No, if it's a large amount, then it's got to be like 70%, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, ideally 75% would make most sense.
Ideally? Wow! Someone didn't take history as a kid. Fucking hell. Ideally, yeah, it's got to be 75%. You got to make it worth it, you know.
Ideally, 75% of the
logic
Jews will be taken.
Just the logic, doesn't it?
That's pretty much where my notes run out for the episode, to be fair. I don't know if you boys have got anything to add.
Yeah, I
hate to say it.
Just rewind a little bit before they make the intelligent Daleks. Of course, they have the thing where the Doctor does the old switcheroo in the tunnels. You know, where he like steps in. He steps in with Martha and everything, and then gets marched into the, you know, kind of with the just before he turns into like just before they mutiny, right? Why didn't the Daleks recognize him? I mean, they do eventually.
It was in the background. They were focused on other things. We said this.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel that was a bit of a I just feel like that was a bit of a shit thing as well.
No, like he's hidden from them before. They have to really focus in on things to pick up on them, I think.
Yeah, they were kind of occupied as well.
Well, I mean, that is true. That is true.
Got other shit going on.
Genocide and all that.
I just the biggest thing for me was the fucking screwdriver. The screwdriver just fell off and then just magically appeared in the thing. You know.
I do agree with that. I do 100% agree with that.
I don't have an issue with that.
Any other miscellaneous notes?
No, I'll be honest, and I think it cemented it. I remember this being a pretty good episode, like a good couple of episodes. Not the best two-part, but pretty good. And after watching it back, and even from discussing on the podcast, I just think it's a bit boring. I don't think enough really happens, and it's not my favourite. It's probably one of the lowest ranked of this series, I'd say, so far.
Wow, that's interesting. No, like I said, I had a lot more fun with this than I ever remember having with these two episodes. I do admit it's not action-packed, it's not particularly fun. But I think it's a really interesting concept, executed pretty well as sort of like a slow burn. JP, what did you think?
It's slow.
Oh, you just caught me as I was drinking then. Yeah, the first episode I would say was better than the second episode, but then I feel like the second episode was a bit more for the overall story. I feel like it was a bit more important, but I just, I think the one lingering thing I've got on there was that the Doctor didn't kill the Dalek; he let the Dalek escape, and I don't
think he let him escape.
I don't know. I feel like he was going to kill him.
He did, didn't he? It was an emergency temporal shift.
Yeah, but I think he escaped. I don't think the Doctor let him escape.
I don't know. I feel like that is going to be a, more of a kind of a bigger picture kind of thing, because that Dalek's obviously coming back, isn't he?
I don't know, maybe.
He's got to. It's going to be one of those things of, oh, you should have killed me when you had the chance, that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely a canon episode. Like here, how you have the Rick and Morty, there's the general fun ones, and then you've got the canon ones. This is definitely one where you could probably, if you were to do a run through of the important episodes of David Tennant's run, you'd probably have to include this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they had a human Dalek hybrid, that's pretty important, I feel.
Yeah, it's more just the fact that you know where this Dalek goes on, or me and Brad do anyway, without trying to spoil anything.
And I feel I feel like that was also a bit controversial as well, because I wonder if I'd love to know what people that watched old Who thought of it.
In what sense?
Well, I wonder if they were like the Daleks, and the fact they were like, why the fuck have they combined a human and a Dalek? What's the point?
I think it's genius.
No, I think it's good.
I think it's a good comparable. I think we should be held accountable against a race like the Daleks, or held, in comparison, to call us out on our act.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's necessary.
You fucking Dalek.
It's a weird thing, but I mean, it makes sense why they would do it, because, let's be real, they're all about evolution and improving themselves. But yeah, I don't know.
As we seem to be at the minute.
No,
Anyway, JP, love it or hate it?
Overall, I've got to say love it, but there were some annoying bits in it, and I think it was a bit boring. But as I said, I feel like there was more good than bad, which I feel like has been a theme of this season so far.
So far, yeah, for sure. Brad?
It's a difficult one, this one. I think we need a new category because I don't love it or hate it, to be honest.
No, that's why we have this.
What's the point, though?
I've struggled through 3 seasons of this. You have to make a choice.
It's not strong enough to say hate it, but it's also not.
Well, make up a choice. Do you
strong enough to say love it? I'm going to be different. I'm going to say hate it.
Oh, interesting. I think I love it. As mentioned, I think it's a great concept. I think it's a slow burn. I think there's a few plot lines that could be taken out of it. But no, on whole, it's definitely a love it for me. I've just been looking ahead ever so slightly. I think from here till the end, we're on banger after banger now, Bradley. Do you agree?
No, you're so wrong. The next 2 are so boring.
I think you're going to enjoy the next one. I think I quite recently rewatched it and had quite a lot of fun with it. And I also think 42 is pretty good as well.
Pre-warning, 42 is a Chibnall episode. So
I think it's a good episode.
I'll be fair, it's probably one of the best episodes he's ever written.
Agreed. I am super excited for every episode on this list now.
After those 2, I'm happy. After these 2, it's really good. Maybe even just after the one. 42 might not be as bad as I remember.
I think the Lazarus Experiment is a lot of fun. I'm very excited to get back and watch it. JP, did you watch the Next Time trailer?
Nope.
Very good.
You did.
Oh, good.
Did we?
Why are you lying?
No, we didn't watch it.
You did. I remember saying that the CGI shit.
No, you just said because I said I don't want to see it, and you went, "Oh, all right."
Sounds like bullshit to me, JP.
We watched it. Pretty sure we watched it.
Well, if we did, I don't remember it.
I believe.
No, actually, no. This was called the Lazarus Project, isn't it, or something?
Experiment, yeah.
Yeah, no, we did watch it. I remember it now. It's there's a monster or so running through the corridor, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, I did watch Charlotte. I know. Yeah, no, we did watch it.
Mark Gatiss. I'm excited for it. Mark Gatiss is the one that wrote The Unquiet Dead. We now get to see him in all his acting chops.
Oh, good.
Did he write anything in series 2?
I think so, yeah.
The Idiot's Lantern, I think.
Didn't he also write the Charles Dickens ones in series 1?
Yeah, Charles Dickens in series 1, Idiot's Lantern in season 2. Weirdly enough, I don't think
so far.
He's not a very good writer, for sure. I don't think he writes the Lazarus Experiment. No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he writes anything in season 3. There you go, just as an actor. Anyway, that is next week. This is now. Thank you for listening. I actually, before we sign off, I just wondered if you guys wouldn't mind me introducing a new segment.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Go
on. It's called Terrible Comments from Terrible People. How'd you fancy it, boys?
Yeah, that sounds like something out of history.
We got 4 minutes, but go for it.
I'm just going to knock them out. So we've been doing quite well on YouTube. I've only taken these from YouTube, really. And we've just had some very interesting comments from some very interesting people. And listen, I'm not particularly woke, but I still think I know where the line is between right and wrong. So I'm going to fucking name and shame and see how you fucking like it. Any objections, guys?
Tell us from what episodes this is from as well, yeah?
Okay. This is from our Christmas special. This is from John's Prague 4914. Yes, and the trailer for the first, and the trailer for the first episode is a tranny antagonist. The Christmas episode had a tranny singer. The 3-part Toymaker story was filled with tranny messaging. Seems a bit over-representative of trans and LGB. He forgot the TQ on the end of that one. Propaganda to me. And the plus. And in capital letters, it seems to heavily overrepresent minorities. Because overrepresenting of minorities is a bad thing now, apparently. Yeah, I know. He does go on to say, not that there's anything wrong with minorities, but conversely, why over or underrepresent them unless there's some kind of propagandist or ulterior motive? John
that's
Prague.
all right then.
Well, that's all right. That's what this segment's called. Well, that's all right then. There you go. Absolutely sorted. I've got another one. If you guys will endeavour to
is there anything personal about us at all, or not?
Sadly not. No, people don't seem to hate us, unfortunately. This is from
thank you guys. Much love.
This is from Tony Lee 8784. I would never let my kids watch this. It's LGBTQ propaganda. RTD's already said the messaging's for kids. It's evil. He clearly didn't realize the goblins were the bad guys for that episode. He thought it was the messaging, the woke messaging. Absolutely fine. Very strange. I have just another one, if you don't mind, from Hello with an E. Went woke, got broke. So, yeah, that's our, well, that's all right then section, where we just call out narcissistic woke pigs. Hope you like it.
Was that on our videos? Or
I really enjoyed that.
Random ones you found.
No, they're on our videos. Yeah, they're on our videos. So keep them coming.
Thanks for watching, guys.
I think we mentioned last week, do genuinely keep the comments coming because it helps with our engagement and it pushes us up. So we love that.
Yeah. Personal attacks are great too. We'd love that.
I would actually, I would in particular leave us a horrible comment about us so that I can, well, basically ignore the ones that are about me and just read out the ones that are for Jack and Brad. I think we'd love that.
Well, I'm going to read through them anyway. So
we'll just comment and we'll give you a shout out. If it's a cool comment, we'll give you a shout out. There you go.
There we go. We will also read out nice comments, but we don't seem to get many of those. So,
no, guys, there you go. Please give us a nice comment so we can have something to cheer for.
No, I don't have any nice ones. I genuinely don't. Next week we'll do nice ones. Week after we'll do hate ones. Nice hate. But for now, thank you for listening. We will be back next week with the Lazarus Experiment. Sign off for now, boys.
Farewell.
Adios, amigos.